Hi there, students. So let's look at some phrasal verbs with brush. Okay, to brush. You brush your hair. The first one would be to brush aside. So effectively just to push aside. I tried to stop him leaving, but he just brushed me aside. He pushed me aside. Yeah. And then you can use that more idiomatically to disregard, to ignore something. He brushed aside my comments and said that they were irrelevant. I asked him not to do it, but he brushed aside my objections. Yeah, he just ignored them completely. Okay, so to brush something aside, to dismiss. Yeah. Okay, so he brushed aside several important matters. Yeah, literally to brush aside. He brushed aside all the things that were on the table. Okay, next one, to brush by, and I guess to brush past as well. This is to walk past another person, but touching them very slightly, but normally by accident. Yeah. Can I just brush by? Yeah, can I just brush past? Yeah, there's not much room, so I had to brush past me. A beautiful woman came towards me and brushed past because there wasn't a lot of room to pass. Okay, so yeah, he brushed past me. To just touch very slightly, but normally by accident. Okay, I brushed past him. Notice, inseparable. I brushed by her. Yes. Okay, to brush down. Well, firstly, to straighten yourself up. So I fell on the ground, so I brushed myself down and straightened my clothes. To straighten up your clothes, to tidy up your appearance as well. Yeah? Or, yeah, he brushed down his suit. He took a brush and he cleaned it. Yeah? Also, we can use this phrasal verb to brush down, to brush somebody down, to tell them off. So the teacher brushed me down for being late with my homework. He gave me a brushing down. Yeah, he called me on the carpet. He chewed me out. Yeah. Okay, so the boss brushed me down for making some mistakes at work. Okay, to brush off. Okay, he brushed down his suit. It was covered in dog fur. I tried to brush off the dog hair. But then to brush somebody off, to get rid of them, to dismiss them as unimportant, to give somebody the brush off. There was a beautiful woman sitting by the bar and I tried to pick her up, but she brushed me off easily. Yeah, she gave me the brush off. Go away. Yeah, dismiss, ignore as unimportant. Yeah, he brushed off my objections. It's sort of similar to brush aside. Yeah, okay, so to brush off. And then we have to brush up. Well, literally to polish with a brush. So my bicycle was covered in mud, so I brushed it up and it started to shine, to make clean or bright with a brush. But then you can use that idiomatically, meaning to improve something, to improve a skill. I need to brush up my English. I need to brush up on my English before I go for my trip to London. So to improve a skill that's either rusty or needs to be more developed. Okay, so to brush up. I need to brush up my Greek. I need to brush up on my English as well. So to brush aside, to push aside, to cast aside, to disregard, yeah, to dismiss, to ignore. He brushed aside my protests and continued. He didn't brush past me, he brushed me aside, he knocked me aside. Yeah. Okay, so to brush by or to brush past, to go when there's a narrow space, yeah, and there's not really enough room for two people to pass properly, maybe you brush past them, you touch them very slightly, but by accident. Okay, to brush down, I brushed myself down and made myself look tidy for the meal. Yeah, I brushed down my soup because there were bits of dirt on it. And then to brush somebody down, to reprimand them, to scold them, to tell them off. Yeah, the sergeant gave his troops a brushing down. He brushed them down. Okay, to brush off. Yeah, well, I brushed the dirt off my suit. Yeah, but then to brush off, to ignore as as unimportant, to disregard, to send away. So I tried to pick her up, but she gave me the brush off. Yeah. He said that he had to speak to me, but I brushed him off because I was really busy. I gave him the brush off. I got rid of him without actually doing anything with him. And then to brush up, well, to make something shine with a brush, I need to brush up on my English, yeah, to improve it, to make something rusty better. I brushed it up, separable. So enough. If you enjoyed the video, give it a rating, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now. Phrasal verbs with brush.